खलीफा के हम हैं, खलीफा हमारा, वो दिल है हमारा, आका हमारा, हमारा हमारा खलीफा हमारा, वो दिल है हमारा, आका हमारा, वो दिल है हमारा, आका हमारा।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহ। মুসলিম টিভির বার্তা বিভাগে আপনাদের স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। গত সপ্তাহে মজলিস আতফালুল আহমদিয়া যুক্তরাজ্য হুজুর রাদিয়াল্লাহু তাআলা বিনাসিল আজিজের সাথে দুটি ভার্চুয়াল মোলাকাতের সৌভাগ্য লাভ করেন। প্রথমে আপনাদের সামনে শনিবারের ক্লাসের চৌম্বক অংশ উপস্থাপন করছি।
গত সপ্তাহে মজলিস আতফালুল আহমদিয়া যুক্তরাজ্যের সাথে অনুষ্ঠিত হওয়া দুটি ভার্চুয়াল ক্লাসের প্রথমটি গত শনিবার অনুষ্ঠিত হয়। হজরত খলিফাতুল মসিহ আল খামিস আইয়াদাহুল্লাহ তাআলা বিনাসরিহিল আজিজ তার ইসলামাবাদ যুক্তরাজ্যের অফিস থেকে এই ক্লাসে সভাপতিত্ব করেন, আর আতফাল সদস্যরা বাইতুল ফুতুহ মসজিদ থেকে ক্লাসে অংশ নেন। প্রথমে কুরআন তেলাওয়াতের মাধ্যমে ক্লাস শুরু হয়, এরপর একটি ভিডিও সম্বলিত তথ্যচিত্র উপস্থাপন করা হয়।
Purpose of Majlis Atfal Ahmadiyya is to prepare us in a proper manner.
The second Khalifa, Hazrat Muslim Maud Razi Ta'ala Anhu, said the purpose of Atfalul Ahmadiyya is to complete the four walls of a building.
Being part of Majlis Atfalul Ahmadiyya has helped me to create the love of Allah and His Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in my heart.
Assalamu alaikum, Pyare Huzur, Ramadan Mubarak. May Allah bless you with a healthy long life, Ameen.
Ramadan Mubarak from me and my family.
Huzur, please pray for us so that we can continue to be good waqfin or children.
And Huzur, please pray for us that we grow up and serve the Jamaat.
ক্লাসের দ্বিতীয় অংশে একটি প্রশ্নোত্তর পর্ব অনুষ্ঠিত হয়।
Huzur, my question is, by the grace of Allah, we have so many books of the promised Messiah alayhi salam, but they can be quite difficult to understand. Huzur, what would you recommend is a good book for young people to read first?
You are quite right that there are quite a number of Hazrat Masih Maud Islam's books, and most of them, they are very much difficult to understand. But there are some books which are easy to understand, right? Such as Ark of Noah, and even Hazrat Masih Maud has said that my book, Haqiqatul Wahi, is in a very easy language and you can understand it, and it has been translated also, I think. So you can read these books, but just to develop and create interest in the books of Hazrat Masih Maud, you should first start reading from the passages of those books which are of your interest, and you can see the content list. And for that, even the Jamaat has also made this easy for you by printing and some selected excerpts and passages of the book from the books of the Muslim Islam in the form of Essence of Islam, right? So they are in 5 volumes, and that covers different topics. So you can just take the book and see the topic of your interest and then read it. By doing this, you will develop and create interest in reading the books of Muslim Islam. And at the same time, you will increase your knowledge also, what Muslim Islam has said or he wanted us to understand with regards to our religion, with regards to our spiritual enhancement, spiritual level, and with regards to our knowledge and wisdom. Right?
Assalamu alaikum, Pyare Huzur. My question is, what happens in Laylatul Qadr?
The night of decree. You see, the Holy Prophet ﷺ says that during the last 10 days of Ramadan, there is one special night in which Allah Ta'ala accepts all the prayers which you are doing. But at the same time, you have to be a true believer. Not that an atheist come to the mosque or a person who has never offered prayer and only on the night of Laylatul Qadr he just go into sajda and he says, Allah Ta'ala accept my prayers. No. If you are a true believer and following all the commandments of Allah Ta'ala, offering 5 daily prayers regularly, reading the Holy Quran, practicing the teachings of Islam, then you can benefit from that night. And as the Holy Prophet said that you should try to find that night during the last 10 nights of Ramadan in the odd nights, that is 21st and 23rd, 25th, 27th, 29th. So even he didn't precisely mention the night. He says, try to find Laylatul Qadr during the odd nights of Ramadan, last 10 days of Ramadan. So that is Allah's promise that if a person is a true believer and whenever he is beseeching my help, whenever he is asking me and praying for his all the problems, I will listen to his prayers and accept his prayers. Right? That is Laylatul Qadr. But before that, you have to be a good believer. Okay?
Okay, Jazakallah Huzoor.
Assalamu alaikum, Pyare Huzoor. My question is, at our age, how did you memorize the Quran?
You see, during our time, we were studying in Jamaat school in Rabwa. So there was a special Diniyat, religious studies period, where we were being taught religious knowledge of the Jamaat. And at the same time, our teacher will ask to memorize some of the verses or the surah, small surahs of the Holy Quran. So this is how we used to learn. And even in our Atfal classes, we were asked to memorize, and there used to be a competition of Tilawat, Hifz Quran. So this is how we used to memorize, and this is the best way. But here we have Hafizun class. Those who can afford to go to the Hafizun class, they should try to learn Quran by joining that class. And those who cannot, then you should develop your own interest in the reading of the Holy Quran, memorizing of the Holy Quran. And at least try to memorize last 20-30 surah of the Holy Quran. And also remember that Atfal of the age of 13 and above, and Khudamul Amdiya as well, should also try to memorize first 17 verses of Surah Baqarah. Right? And also try to know the meaning of these verses, because it's very important to know the meaning of the verses. This is how you can increase your faith, and you can save yourself from the attacks of the environment and bad people. Right?
Ji.
Okay.
Jazakallah.
My question is, what is your favorite memory from your time in Pakistan?
Why do you want to remind me of my memories in Pakistan? Our memories were that in Pakistan, I used to live in Rabwa. The Rabwa is the city where the majority of the people living there are Ahmadis. And when we were Tifl, we used to say Salela to wake people up for Fajr prayer. And our Atfal in each and every mohalla, in each and every area where there is Muslim Atfal and Zaim, they will recite Salela before Fajr prayer. And it was a peaceful city. It was, I should rather say, it was, because now, because of the interference of the government people or mullahs, the peace of that city is just destroyed. There were quite a number of good memories, which if I start explaining, it will take some time, and even where to pick and what to pick is very much difficult for me. Okay? So,
exactly.
I will tell you sometime later when you personally see me.
Exactly.
Okay.
My question is, many people sin but then pray to be forgiven. Therefore, are all sins forgiven?
You see, Allah knows better. We cannot decide that that person will be forgiven or not. Even Allah Ta'ala has said that I am the Malik and Allah, the God. I know whom I am going to forgive and whom I will not. You see, there was a story. There was a person who was a very pious person. He asked another person who was not that pious that since you are not offering 5 daily prayers and you are committing bad things, you will be sent to hell. The person who was not very much pious said that, who are you to say that I will be sent to hell? It is Allah who will decide. But the person who thought himself to be very pious, and or in another way he should say that he was quite arrogant in this regard, said no, it is definite, it is quite certain that you will be sent to hell. It so happened that coincidentally both of them died at the same time. Right? When the soul reached to Allah Ta'ala asked the person who was apparently very pious person that who are you to decide that who is going to hell and who is going to heaven? It is me who has to decide. I am the God, all-powerful and omnipotent Allah. Right? Then you said to this person that he will go to hell, and you thought yourself to be a very pious person and you will go to heaven. So now decision is in my hand. So I decide that this person whom you were thinking will go to hell, I am sending him to heaven. And you, because of your arrogance and thinking that you have done so many good things, you will go to heaven, I am sending you to hell. So now it is Allah Ta'ala who decides who is going to heaven and who is going to hell. But our duty is that we should try to follow the commandments of Allah Ta'ala. And don't at the same time try Allah Ta'ala, that He will, whatever we do, we shall be forgiven and we shall go to heaven. Allah Ta'ala says that these are my commandments, these are my injunctions, this is my teaching, this has been given in the Holy Quran. If you are a true believer, true Muslim, then to follow my commandments and injunctions. Right? And then if you do it, then it is my promise that I will send you to heaven. Being a human being, you might commit some small sins, that those small sins will also be forgiven by Allah Ta'ala. Okay?
Jazakallah.
Now time is over. You have taken 5 minutes extra. That's all. How many questions left? So they can write to me. If they have any questions, they can write to me, then I will answer them in writing through letters. So now time is over. Okay, Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
পরবর্তী দিন আতফালুল আহমদিয়া যুক্তরাজ্যের সাথে দ্বিতীয় ভার্চুয়াল ক্লাস অনুষ্ঠিত হয়। এদিন অংশগ্রহণকারী আতফালরা বার্মিংহাম থেকে হজুরের সাথে যুক্ত হন। কুরআন তেলাওয়াত, হাদিস ও কাসিদা পাঠের পর আতফালরা হজুরকে প্রশ্ন করার সুযোগ লাভ করে। প্রথমে এমন একজন তিফল প্রশ্ন করেন যার পিতামাতা ও পরিবার নতুন আহমদী হয়েছেন। বিশ্বব্যাপী নতুন আহমদীদের প্রতি হজুরের কী দিক নির্দেশনা এ বিষয়ে তিনি জানার আগ্রহ প্রকাশ করেন।
You converted to Ahmadiyya from Sunni background?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You already know what are the 5 pillars of faith and what are the pillars of Islam and Iman, right? You already know it. You already know that the Holy Quran is the holy book revealed to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, right? And this is the final law-bearing book. You already know that the Holy Prophet ﷺ is the Khatmun Nabiyyin, the seal of the prophets, right? He is the final prophet, law-bearing prophet, right? Yeah. Yes. So the only difference between an Ahmadi and a non-Ahmadi Muslim is that you believe that the Messiah of the age who was to come and whose advent was foretold and prophesied by the Holy Prophet ﷺ has come and you have accepted him, right? Why did you accept it? Because you already believe in the same prophet, in the same holy book, in the same religion. So why did you believe in the Prophet Messiah? Why did you do bad? Because you knew that the prophecy of the Holy Prophet ﷺ about the advent of Prophet Messiah has been fulfilled, and you are obeying the commandment of the Holy Prophet ﷺ that whenever my Mahdi appears, you accept him, right? Since you accept Ahmadiyya, there should be some significant change in your lifestyle, in your life with regards to your religious matters. People should know that now, after having accepted Ahmadiyya, you are a changed person. You offer 5 daily prayers, if possible in congregation. If not, at least at home, you can offer 5 daily prayers in congregation. Read the Holy Quran daily and try to find out the commandments and injunctions given in the Holy Quran and try to practice those. Those things which Allah Ta'ala has asked us to do, we shall try to do them. And those things which Allah Ta'ala has asked us to stop doing or they are prohibited, you do not do it, right? So a true Ahmadi, whether he is a new convert or an old Ahmadi, this should be the basic thing, that there should be a significant change which people should feel in him, and that is to follow the true teaching of Islam and be a practicing Muslim. Offer 5 daily prayers, do tilawat, and try to learn more about religion. And in this age, the literature given to us by the Prophet Messiah is the best literature through which we can comprehend much better religious knowledge, right? So we should try to read these books, because the literature of the Masih Maud Islam covers all the necessary teachings of Islam given in the Holy Quran and in the Hadith. So we should try to read the books of Prophet Messiah Islam and try to understand the true religion. A person who comes from other religious background, from Christianity or Judaism or Buddhism or Hinduism, he has some problems to understand the religion. But being an old Muslim family, there should not be any problem for a Muslim family to start practicing immediately what the true teachings are. And that is what the Prophet Muhammad has taught us and has brought us. And he came to revive the true teaching of Islam, right? So we should try to be a practicing Muslim. Okay? Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah. My question is that inshallah, after the coronavirus restrictions have lifted in the UK, will you carry on doing virtual mulaqats along with the physical mulaqats?
You see, if possible, it can be continued. You see, those Jamaat members who are living in far-off countries where I do not visit frequently, obviously, they might have virtual mulaqat with me. But people like you, who are just living here 100 miles from London, they can easily come to see me. Would you prefer to have virtual mulaqat or just physical mulaqat?
Physical mulaqat is well.
For you it is physical, and for those countries whose people cannot come to the UK easily, with them it is quite possible we shall have virtual mulaqat. Now we shall have opened a new avenue. New doors are open now of this mulaqat. So it can be utilized later on. Right? Okay? Okay. Allah Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Pyare Hazur, my name is Adil Ahmed Faruqi and I am 13 years old. I am from Birmingham East Jamaat. My question is, what should the daily routine for a tifl be?
You see, the tifl age starts from 7 to 10. So a tifl of the age of 7 to 10 should try to regulate his life by offering daily prayers. Right? Sometime he may offer 3, 4, 5 prayers, but when you are 10, then it is obligatory on you to offer 5 daily prayers. Right? So the routine should be that you get up early in the morning, offer your Fajr prayer, and do tilawat of the Holy Quran, even if it is 1 ruku or 2 rukus. Then, if there is enough time to get a short nap, then you can go to the bed again and have a nap for half an hour. Or if you have enough time, you can even sleep for 2 hours during summers. Then get up, get yourself prepared for school, go to school, spend your day in the school. There you should also behave well with your fellow students. When you come back from school, do your homework and also try to do some extra work which you are supposed to read in the next day. Before that, you will have to offer your Zohr prayer. And if there is no time to offer between the closing of the school and reaching back home, then you should ask your teacher or head teacher to give you some place to offer your Zohr prayer there. And if the time is too short, then you can offer Zohr and Asr prayer together, right? And if there is enough time, then come back home, offer your Zohr prayer, or if there is not enough time, offer your Zohr and Asr prayer at home, right? Then after that, you should play for some time outside for 1 hour. If there's time to play for 1 hour, then during summers you can easily play, right? For 1 hour. You play football or cricket or hockey or rugby or anything you like. Then offer your Maghrib prayer. Then also study, try to read some books, either religious books or other story books. So increase your knowledge, and also try to read newspaper to increase your secular knowledge. Then offer Isha prayer after having had your dinner, and then go to bed as early as possible so that you can wake up early morning for Fajr prayer. Instead of wasting time on television or internet or iPad, watching so many nonsense things. So you better go to bed early. Right? This should be your routine. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise.
Jazakallah Hazur.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum.
Beloved Hazur, my question is, how can I be more self-confident?
How can you be self-confident? You look very, very, very well confident person. Are you not confident?
No, not that much.
Are you not good in school? Your studies? Are you good?
I'm pretty good.
Pretty good. What is your position in your class? Second, third, fourth, fifth?
Probably like third.
How many students are studying in your class? 30?
30.
And you are the fourth or fifth among them who is good in studies?
Yeah, probably.
Then it should be enough for you to get confidence. So you are doing well. Why you are worried? Right? And then also offer 5 daily prayers and seek Allah Ta'ala's help. That Allah Ta'ala give you more confidence and make you a good asset for the Jamaat and for the humanity. And if you think that you feel shy to speak before other people, if that is your question, then stand in front of a mirror and then speak loudly. Make a speech there. While seeing your face in front of a mirror, then speak loudly. Then you will gain confidence. And you're talking to the people, don't think they are better than you. But it should not create arrogance in you. Right? So there are so many things. Okay?
Okay.
So when you are talking to your fellow students, just talk to them eye to eye. Open your eyes and see their faces always. As you are seeing me now. Okay? Okay. All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah.
My question is, how much time do you spend on your Friday sermon speeches?
It depends on the topics. Sometimes it takes me 20 hours, 30 hours, 4 days, 5 days. Sometimes it takes me 2-3 hours. So it all depends on the topics, right? When I have to find the references, then it will take me some time. When I have to write with my own hands the whole of the script, then it takes time. So it all depends. You can say from 3 hours to 4 days or 40 hours. Right? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Jazakallah. Jazakallah.
Now time is over. Farhad Sahab, time is over now. So we could only answer 12 questions. Okay. Okay, next time they can write it to me with their addresses, so I will reply them. Okay?
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. আল্লাহ হাফিজ।
এই ছিল গত সপ্তাহে অনুষ্ঠিত দুটি ভার্চুয়াল ক্লাসের চৌম্বক অংশ। এখন আমরা জুমার খুতবার কিছু উল্লেখযোগ্য অংশ উপস্থাপনের মাধ্যমে শেষ করব।
হজরত খলিফাতুল মসিহ আল খামিস আয়াদাহুল্লাহ তাআলা বেনাসরিল আজিজ এ সপ্তাহের জুমার খুতবায় আহমদী মুসলমানদের দোয়ার প্রতি বিশেষ মনোযোগ আকর্ষণ করেন। প্রিয় হুজুর খুতবার সূচনায় রমজানের শেষ দশকের গুরুত্ব বর্ণনা করেন।
আল্লাহ তাআলার কৃপায় আজকাল আমরা রমজান মাস অতিবাহিত করছি, আর 2 দিনের মাঝেই শেষ দশকে পদার্পণ করতে যাচ্ছি। মহানবী সাল্লাল্লাহু আলাইহি ওয়াসাল্লাম এক উপলক্ষে বলেন যে আল্লাহ তাআলা শেষ দশকে, রমজানের শেষ দশকে জাহান্নাম থেকে নাজাত বা মুক্তি দান করেন। অতএব এই দিনগুলোতে আমাদের বিশেষভাবে নিজেদের ইবাদতকে সাজানো এবং দরুদ ও ইস্তেগফার পড়া, তওবা করা, দোয়া করা, আল্লাহ তাআলার ইবাদতের অধিকার প্রদান করা এবং বান্দাদের অধিকার প্রদানের দিকেও অনেক বেশি মনোযোগ দেওয়া উচিত, যেন আমরা আল্লাহ তাআলার সন্তুষ্টি অর্জনকারী হয়ে জাহান্নাম থেকে আত্মরক্ষাকারী হই।